Okay, dear friends, today I'd like to continue our series of Vulnhub. The virtual machine would be Cherry. I will put the link into the description section below so that you can download. Before we begin today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. So now let's just get started. To save time, I have already imported this virtual machine into the VirtualBox. So now we can go into the Kali Linux. As you can see over here, I have already identified the IP address of the virtual machine as 178. And then I did the nmap scanning. I did the scene scan. The option is SS, the capital S, and the version scan, the default scan. And then is comprehensive scan by specifying the option of -P-. From the nmap scanning results, as you can see, there are 4 open ports. The first one is 22, which runs SSH service and also the actual version information. Of course, as we know, this version is very new and doesn't have any vulnerability. The second open port is 80, which runs HTTP service, and also the version information, which is nginx. And then is 7755, which is also running HTTP service, but the version is a bit different, which is Apache 2. And the last one, maybe some sort of the MySQL database. So what can we do? The next is to do some enumeration for the HTTP service, both at 80 port and 77555. So now let's fire up our browser. Okay, we have already got the site open, and there is just one image. We can check, we can save the image to our working directory and then use like a stack hide extract. But it's a password protected, and then we can use the stack seek. But I can tell you, when I did this virtual machine the first time, I cannot find anything hidden message inside this image. Okay, so I think now we need to check whether this page has some special source code like a comment, but nothing here. And then we can check if this site has robots file, but not found. And then we can use the GoBuster and specify the word list. And specify the extension option. And now we get some interesting directories and files. We can check one by one. The first one is info. And now we can, not this one. Info. But I think this PHP file is not working properly. and we can move. Maybe we can move this file from the downloads directory, and we can cat, but nothing useful here. And also, the GoBuster has already identified the directory which is backup, and we can check on that. But forbidden. So maybe we need to make furthermore direct enumeration for the backup directory to see whether there is subdirectory or files under this directory. Okay, so I think I can interrupt this process and put the backup directory, hit enter, and at the same time we can check another port, because as we know from the Nmap scanning results, there is another port which is 7755, and it got almost the same image, and the image itself cannot display any useful information. So yeah, we got the one file, the command php. We can visit this file, command, but still this command.php doesn't work properly. So I think we can interrupt this process and we can move downloads command php, and we can cat this file, so the backup. So I think from here you can know this line of a PHP code is commented. So this is why this file is not working properly. So I think from the port 80 port we cannot get any more useful information, and then we can move forward for the next port, which is 7755, and we can go back here and we can do the directory enumeration for this port. Directory, and also the extension. Okay, hit enter. I think we got a very similar results as from the 80 port, and we can check the info php. So this time the info.php can retrieve the data or result. It's working properly. As we has already seen, we cannot get the useful information or meaningful data from the 80 ports. I mean the same info.php. And we need to take this into consideration when we move forward. And then we can check the directory. Yeah, my keyboard is not working. I need to interrupt this process. Yeah. Backup. Yeah. And there's some files and also the archive file. You can download this file onto the Kali Linux, but I can tell you all these 3 files doesn't give us any useful information. We just need to take a look at this file. We click on this link, but nothing returned, but also no error. So maybe for this file exists some sort of parameter, and we need to identify the parameter for this file, and we can make a copy and use the wfuzz tool, and I'd like to autocomplete this command. Please remember to add the option of HW. If you didn't, you will get a lot of outputs, which is useless. And let's hit enter. Yeah, we immediately get the parameter name, which is backup. So I think now we can pass this parameter and to see whether we can run some commands like id. It does work, and also we can check the netcat. Yeah, netcat is installed on the virtual machine. So naturally the next step would be to get the reverse shell, and the easiest way is use the netcat command itself. But before we do that, we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux side, and we can run the command, the option, and the Kali Linux IP address, but it didn't work out. And I think next we need to get some help from the reverse shell command cheat sheet. I have already opened up this resource, and like Pentest Monkey, and you can try some different ways like this one, and also like this way. But I can tell you, all of them didn't work. And the only way to work is to use the Python. But we need to firstly identify the version of the Python. So we can run the command which Python doesn't have any result back. So Python 2 is not there on the virtual machine. Yeah, Python 3 exists on the virtual machine. And then we can use this command, the Python, and then we can make a copy of this line onto our pad. And of course, I have already done that before. And also need to change the IP address to our actual environment, the IP address of the Kali Linux. So now we just copy the whole line of the reverse shell command, and then we can go back to the browser and just paste in here. And then now let's hit enter. It seems working. Now, as you can see, we have already got the collection from the virtual machine, and we can make this to be more interactive by running the module pty. Now we need to do some very basic local immersion. There is just one user except root, and we can go to the cherry directory, but nothing useful found here. So of course you can also check the sudo to see whether this www data has a privilege to run the sudo some command, but it didn't work here. So I think now we can check to find out the commands which has SUID bit, and then we can utilize this SUID bit to elevate our privilege. So how to do it? Which is very simple. We just use the command of find and specify the option and redirect all error to the black hole. So I think you can notice that this command has SUID bit. We can confirm by list command set. Yeah, it does have SUID bit. And then we need to utilize this command to escalate our privilege to root user. But how to do it? We can get the instruction from this website, which is very wonderful, GTF opens. And as you can see, this is the instruction or step we can run to do that, and we can make a copy of this line, and then I need to run it again. Sorry about that. We need to because just now I interrupt the process by Control C, and here it's all right. We just run it again. Okay, and now we can run the set arc, and we can make a copy and paste in here. Yeah, as you can see from the banner, we successfully become the root user, and we can go to the root directory and we get the root flag without any issue. So that's all I'd like to demonstrate in this video. I hope this can be beneficial a bit for your own advantages. Okay, so that's it. See you in the next one. Bye.